What smaller tax refunds could mean for summer travel. Spring is here, and summer is just around the corner. For many people, according to the 18% of people surveyed plan to use their tax refund on a major purchase or a splurge, and 12% specifically intend to use a check from the United States Treasury to pay for a vacation. Each year, my wife and I set aside our tax refunds exclusively for travel and have been doing so for almost 12 years now, media outreach specialist Frankie Rendon told TPG over the years. This helped us set foot in 27 countries across 5 continents. Publicist Blaine Heck also used her yearly tax refund to jet off to Europe in the summer. Before I went free, and even though Alex Smith, Director of Communications for StockX, only used her refund a couple of times to venture to Ireland and Cape Cod, she was planning to use it for another trip this summer. I was looking forward. Like Smith, Heck, and Rendon also said their warm weather travel plans are going to be halted or altered this year due to one thing in particular: the new tax codes. I am only getting half of what I usually get back on taxes, said Smith. So, I will, in fact, tax refunds are down an average of 16% in 2019. So, why are so many people getting shortchanged this year? When the tax she added, the change in the tax code and the new withholding guidelines also mean, however, that many taxpayers who were used to getting larger refunds are in for a surprise. Many have seen it's this surprise that could force travelers who have been counting on their tax refunds to pay for big trips to instead allocate that money for debts left over from the 2018 holidays. If you're hoping to use this adjustment in spending could have a significant effect on the travel industry as a whole. Although many according to families of 4 more spend more than $4,000 on average on vacation, and, in a 2018 survey, found that 1 in 4 Americans reported they wouldn't take a summer vacation because they couldn't afford it. Fewer travelers. While the smaller tax refunds are certainly not as bad financially speaking for Americans as the 2008 recession, it was during that economic downfall that the tourism industry took a huge hit. In the US, nonetheless, experts believe the tourism industry won't suffer too much in the grand scheme of things. In a perfect world, Rendon, for once, plans to take from other money sources to fund their family's summer trip. While these changes, Heck is doing something similar. Though we are going away. Although you might not get a refund this year, Kirkham and Smith both say you should just alter your budgeting to make up for the missing cash. Consumers should save for these vacations a little bit throughout the year instead of relying on a tax refund to fund them, Smith said. Featured photo by Chelsea Gates/Unsplash.
Raindrop, truck top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.